Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Grim here, and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to pick up the pace from where we left off with the main account. So in the last video we just killed off Mr. Freeze and we're back in tier 1, and boy, the health on boss Wonder Woman is pretty beefy at this point, and I'm using Dr. Fate here with a Sword of Sin to constantly power drain her, to be able to deny her from using the shield, and I'm using the special 2 of Deathstroke to inflict percentage health damage. Now I have Mr. Freeze in there because I put him there in case something went terribly wrong with the Deathstroke clones, and we kind of had to use him throughout the rest of the fight so that we can get some damage, but in the ideal scenario we're not going to use Mr. Freeze at all. And you might be like, why don't you use Batman Who Laughs as a support character instead of doing this whole thing and disable her super shield with special 2? That's what I would have done and what I'll do in the next fight actually, but here Batman Who Laughs was unavailable. Like, this is literally my last thing before the refresh. This is the best we could come up with. I'm using kind of 2 special ones from Dr. Fate so that we get one out of the way as he tags in, so that we make sure there's no super shield in there, and then we do another one to make sure that the duration is refreshed just before Deathstroke tags in. And I think I could have done, actually no, because if I would have extended it to 2 special 2s, part tagging with Deathstroke, maybe he would have been able to get that out of the way, but then Dr. Fate would have had to deal with the super shield himself. Okay, so get Deathstroke back in here, and at this point we're trying to get him killed, and if I let her hit me, there's no way she's gonna kill me, because she deals no damage, so what we're going to do instead is make use of her super shield to get ourselves killed. So we got the first clone in there, and now we can't power drain him, but that's fine because we don't really need to. As I said, you can bypass super shields by using your specials right after they use their own specials, because as you do have a cooldown after using a special, they are going to have a cooldown themselves. Now special 2 in there, gonna back off a bit, waiting for her to do a special 1 again, and she doesn't seem to be too eager to do that. She might be saving up for super move, the AI randomly does that at points, and that's gonna be the end for this clone, so we might as well just show one more special 2 in there. If that gets super shielded, it wouldn't have mattered at that point. Okay, so now we need Deathstroke killed again, and she didn't feel like using super shield there, which sucks. Okay, there, I'm not sure I really gave her the chance to use super shield. Come on, Wonder Woman, there we go, there we go. Now we got another clone in there, we're going to block. That was a special 3, but still no damage. A special 2 in there. Just a special 1, so yet again a window of opportunity there. Mr. Freeze looks like he's not gonna join the fight, and that's fine. As I said, that's the ideal scenario. And here she doesn't want to use specials, like when she does a swipe right, there's pretty much a guarantee she won't use a special. And we're gonna throw a special 2 in there just because it was at the end of the fight and it didn't matter. So yeah, that's about the Deathstroke team. Now coming back to this, because there's still a lot of health on her, and since she's dot damage immune, even at half health, percentage health damage is going to be still the best tool at my disposal. So first of all, we got Batman Who Laughs with the Sword of Salvation to power steal from her, and we're going to reach super move levels as soon as possible. Re-engage the combo there. I don't feel confident combo interrupting her, so I'm not even gonna attempt to. Not even sure where you should do that after 1 hit or 2 hits. I think it's possible if even after 1 hit, but it's a very sweaty combo interruption and it's quite hard to constantly perform. We did super move just to make sure that we didn't miss any percentage health damages, and we would have missed some if we didn't do that. Yeah, that's about it, and now we're going to tag Deathstroke in there, straight into a special 2 because she didn't have enough energy for the shield. And now Batman Who Laughs, we need to use now his special 2 to disable the shield and apply the Thunder effect. While that's active, we're going to have a good time. And also Dr. Fate, I don't think I should have put Dr. Fate in this team. I think we would have benefited more from a little bit of a Red Hood time extension, because, well, I'm not in the clone state of things. I don't really need more power generation or cheaper specials. That's really not the need that I have. But when I'm in the clone variant of Deathstroke, it's not gonna matter because the Dr. Fate passive does not apply. That kind of sucks. Here we're waiting for her to do specials. Again, I could tag Batman Who Laughs in there for another special 2. Maybe I should have done that, and I'm doing that now. Again, Thunder effect reapplied there. Deathstroke back in there, special 2. Yeah, that was the last one actually. super move, again, deals no damage to us, so the only hope right now, and this is going to be a little bit unoptimal, maybe I shouldn't have it applied to the last Sunder, is that she's not gonna have a shield until the Sunder expires, so we can't kill ourselves. Boy, I'm really hoping YouTube is not going to demonetize videos at any point, because I keep talking about healing myself, but it's a damn video game! But yeah, special tree in there. Also, when it comes to playing Silver Bench, I say the word disabled a lot. Like, my boy, YouTube be like, bro, there's some sketchy stuff going on this random 14k subs channel, my dude. But yeah, so far no trouble in terms of that. I don't think I've actually ever gotten a video demonetized. So we're doing good, boys. Don't worry about that regard. And here I'm just gonna spam the special too, because I think she reached the point where she's literally bugged. Because some of the fights... Oh, actually not. She's got the shield in there. So I've had Rip, I believe she was bugged, because sometimes the enemy will bug out and not use any specials or any shields after they use super move, but this was not the case, sadly. But it is what it is. And throw a special 2 in there, didn't care if it would get shielded or not. So yeah, that's about how far this team goes, and it did a decent job. Now we need to clean up with Black Manta. So out of this fight I kind of want two things. I want safety from her, to be able to combo and chop without actually doing it pretty much, and that's going to be the Green Lantern shield allowing us to do that. And at the same time I want to have more fast tech hits, and I'm not going to use Jokerized Veterans to get 4 fast tech hits, because I wouldn't be able to apply the passive, because I'm not gonna use specials. But at the same time I wanted some other way of getting damage, so I'm going to use Dark Metal cards. And to be fair, considering how much damage the Dark Metal cards give me, don't get me wrong, that's a good amount of damage. That's a very good amount of damage. But considering how much they actually give me, I think I might have been better off using the Jokerized Veterans for the additional fast tech hit and remove Flash for a classic Wonder Woman, but I think this is going to be still good enough. Black Manta back in their super move just to get that out of the way, because we were anyways in the middle of the field. And yeah, there's plenty of the Green Lantern shields, like we got... I mean, to be fair, it's already kind of halfway through the shield, so it might not be enough for the entirety of the fight. But the fact that she deals no damage really helps. What doesn't help is my Green Lantern being 4 stars and not 5 stars, but boy, he's kind of hard to come by. I think he's the hardest silver character to max out, if I'm not wrong. And I did something good that actually backfired a bit. Like, a lot of people have close to maxed out silver characters because they've opened a bunch of bad platinum chests and they got a lot of silvers from there. I've avoided those chests, and that's good, except for only one thing, and that being shards for Green Lantern. But it is what it is. I'm going to live with that. I do stand by my choice still. Again, combo interrupting here. Keep her on the guaranteed crit area. The shield is kind of running out, so there's only a certain amount of basics that we're going to be able to do that way. And even after, we can't really lock her into a special tree, or maybe we can. I'm pretty sure she can't really use the shield after she gets locked in the animation of the special tree, actually, so we could like bait specials if we needed to, but I'm going to go the safe route, because there's no way we're not killing her, and there's no way she's killing me unless I'm killing myself hitting the shield. So let's just be patient, let's just be careful and hope everything goes well. Gonna back off again, we're building a fat combo over there. 420 hits, let's go, that's the magical number, boys. We've already passed the other magical numbers, which is 69, but yeah, there we go. That was enough. I really like Manta, my dude. Like, he's not doing the biggest damage, but he's a reliable source of cleanup. We're going to use Batman Ninja Team here real quick to get some cleanup on this dude. We're going to use Beta Club on them, and so we're going to see how that goes. The amount of stats that I'm getting from the artifacts, since they changed the passive stats, it's going to be great, so it's going to allow us to do far bigger damage values. Like, it's a huge nerf to Beta Club in Dawn of Apocalypse when the artifact damage doesn't split. And I have had some people in the comments these days asking me why do I mention how many passive stats I get from my artifacts. By the way, level 4 Nora Snow Globe and level 2 Thermal Gloves. Actually, level 5 Nora Snow Globe. They have changed it. It's not written on the artifacts yet because they said they need to update the game in order to change that. So on the next update they will be written properly, but now they do share the bonuses. The only artifacts that currently don't share bonuses are the Dawn of Apocalypse artifacts, and boy, why not change those too? I mean, at this point, why does it even matter? And yeah, I think my theory has been proven, because when they said the bonuses don't split, I was like, oh, they are testing out to see if more people or less people buy the artifacts if the bonuses don't split, and guess what, less people buy them, because their previous artifacts are rendered kind of useless. Now, this fight is going to be a painful fight to watch, because we have a little bit of a problem. I went overboard with the artifact passive stats. So we have level 5 North Snow Globe, level 2 Thermal Gloves, and level 1 North Snow Globe for passive stats in this team. And yeah, the idea is to use Kinflan Sakumen clones to get this dude damaged as much as possible. The only problem with that is that there's no way for him to kill me. And I just realized that. Still, considering these circumstances and the stats that we got here and how much damage we deal outside of the percentage health damages, it's far more optimal for me to let him try his best to kill me, even if that takes the entire fight. If I get one special tree out of a clone, it's still going to be worthwhile. And here in the last minutes, I'm rooting so hard for my boy Grid here to be able to kill me. And he's got an optimal scenario. I'm pinned to the corner. He's got crazy high power generation. Come on, Grid, just once. You can kill me once. Just let me get one special tree in there, my dude. Come on, you can do it. Let's go, my boy Grid. And that clone got stunned and almost didn't do it. But there we go. We got one special tree at the very least out of that. Okay, so now with a team that actually outperformed itself. Like, I was not expecting to be able to kill him with this team. I was expecting to need to use another team. But yeah, we pretty much got Harley in here with Dark Metal cards. And we have the artifacts mentioned previously for the passive stats. And I was expecting to do a ton of damage, but not kill him, pretty much. But that's what we're going to do. And the fact that Reflect stuns is actually going to be very useful at the start, because we had so far a couple of tag-ins that got that little bit additional damage because we were able to stun him without having to use energy. So we don't deal any damage with swipes, so because of that I'm going to kind of have to adjust my gameplay accordingly and not use swipes for dealing damage, just for setting up the combo properly. Special 2 in there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, tag DPI in there to get some more energy. Right now we're just generating energy. Could have put Sword of Salvation on Harley to not have problems at any point with power generation, but I think Dark Melkars just gave me far more damage. And in terms of using a Dr. Fate or a Power Girl to boost the to reduce the ability cost, as far as I remember, I had none of them available. They were used for other purposes. But yeah, another special 2 in there. 3 hits, and another special 2 in there. Like, I think this might be actually a little bit, actually not really, because regardless of how we do the combo, we're going to end up using the third attack 2 times. But the third attack of Harley is something different. It's going to, like, hit a couple of times, and each one of those hits can fast attack hit itself and applies dot itself. So yeah, the third hit of Harley is actually stronger than her swipe, even though the damage, the single damage value is not higher. Another special 2 in there, 3 hits. Another one. Special 2 yet again. Another one. And another one. And extending the combo afterwards just so I have enough energy without him being able to do anything to the special 2. And another one. And boy, this dude had a bunch of health when I started this fight. I did not imagine I would get anywhere close to dealing this much damage. Engage the combo there. Gonna block a bit into another special 2. And he might actually die. Unless something goes terribly wrong, and it will obviously not go, because it never goes terribly wrong on this channel, am I right, guys? Again, doing a few hits again. And yeah, for some reason he blocked my swipe, maybe I did something wrong. But because of that, I'm actually going to fail to kill him. Literally, 2 more hits would have been enough to kill this dude, and I had to waste 1 more pip to clean this up. So yeah, fat rip on that one. Okay, so now we have the Mr. Freeze team actually here. The Mr. Freeze team, I haven't played this team in a bit because we had Dawn of Apocalypse and the artifact bonuses didn't split, and we had previous to that on ice and the artifact bonuses didn't split previously. So Mr. Freeze Beta Club was actually pretty garbage because my Mr. Freeze specifically is just 3 stars and not even max level or stuff like that. So his base attack, which is the base stuff that depends on everything out there in terms of his damage yield, that is the base value that's going to be multiplied, was ass. Like, the highest damage I would have gotten out of him in terms of dot damages before the artifact splitting bonuses would be like 2 mil, and 2 mil with full Brainiac stacks. And boy, that sucked ass. But now that we got far more attack, it's going to be far better in this scenario here. And also, I'm not sure Power Girl was like needed, and I think we actually nerfed this team a bit because we're going to have a little bit of a harder time max stacking the passive. Like, don't get me wrong, the passive is going to get stacked regardless, and if you're in a scenario where you would not be able to just spam specials, you would rather not, you'd rather have that power reduction. But I really don't feel like this was needed here because we were at all times pretty much full power bar, and this took extra time to reach the max passive stacks because they stack in terms of how many power bars you actually spent. So yeah, I could have put a classic Wonder Woman in there, and most likely I would have gotten far better damage values and gotten them far earlier. Our special 2 in there. Right now I'm just going to let the dot run its course for the most part. I'm going to keep tagging Brainiac in from time to time. I know that we're at 10 lethal stacks and it doesn't get better than that, but he's simply just too good at helping me reset the freeze, because he's going to tag in and break the freeze, and by the time his long-ass special 1 animation ends, the freeze is going to be back up in place. There we go, Brainiac special 1. Even broke the freeze earlier, but he froze back again before he tagged out. Boy, that's amazing. And yeah, this is kind of Batman Ninja team dot values level, and keep in mind that my Batman Catwoman is not 3 stars, that's like 7 stars. And level 70 something, so that's going to be a little bit of a far better circumstance for that to work properly. And here he even blocked my special 2, I even messed up the tag and he blocked my special 2 and it still worked. The Brainiac special 1 strat still pulled, so I think this infinite combo is something that really makes Mr. Freeze very strong. And yeah, actually, I've been thinking, and I have my Manta at 5 stars, and since ages I wanted to get him to 6 stars, but I think a little bit of a better investment for this account might be getting Mr. Freeze to a higher star rating, to like 4 stars or 5 stars if I get the chance. So yeah, let me know what you think about that in the comments. And now for the highlight of this video, and most likely the fight that will make it in the thumbnail. So I tried Raven Damage there on the secondary account, but the problem with that is on the secondary account she doesn't have gears. So that sucks ass. Keep in mind this will still be a hybrid Raven, so we have max resistances and max defense on her, and max fast attack chance, though the fast attack chance will honestly be quite helpful in terms of dealing damage. But yeah, she's not really built to deal damage, but she's gonna be fine. She's got max crit chance, max crit. She's got all the stuff that she needs, but kind of low attack values. So we have level 6 Dark Metal cards on her. We have level 5 Nora's Snow Globe and level 2 Thermal Gloves, and we have Classic Wonder Woman to allow us to have that little bit additional crit damage. And this is pretty much the team that you're going to use as free-to-play. This is as good as it gets for Raven as free-to-play if you don't have access to the beta club. And I want to put it to the test and see how much we can actually deal and how viable this is for you to use. Obviously in scenarios where you don't need to use her with the League of Anarchy. If there's something that the League of Anarchy can't one-shot, just use Raven. That's going to be the absolute best use for her, but when that's not the case, you might want to use her as a damage dealer herself, maybe. And yeah, some of you might not have gears for Raven. But yeah, that sucks, but you can still get those from a chest, unlike Beta Club, which is the most way-to-earn artifact in the game, admittedly. Like, and I was always straightforward about that stuff. Special tree in there. There we go. I mean, it's dealing decent damage. We're getting to like 20, close to 20 mil values on the special tree, and it's not the highest combo in the world that we're building there. And yeah, the tagging did not work very well there, and he blocked a few hits here like a little bitch. Backed off from the special one like a little bitch yet again. Using a special tree there and barely managing to reset the darkness. That was a close one, my dudes. Brainiac back in there to push this dude to the corner because he pissed me off so bad. Another special one. 9 stacks. Raven back in there. Special tree. And boy, he was quite far from the corner. Brainiac back in there. Thankfully, he did not get hit with a special one. Now we got him. Max lethal attack damage stacks. This is peak performance for my Raven at the very least. And yeah, we're kind of in the... Hold up. Let's build a little bit of a hard combo because that was actually far worse than other times. So yeah, close to 40 hit combo, and it's going to be 30 mil damage per special tree. But keep in mind, this is kind of in the last seconds of the fight, in the last half minute, so you're not gonna get too many of those. Even fail the combo interruption there. On basic attack hits we deal like 3 mil, which is definitely something not to laugh at. But yeah, this was kind of it for this video. Is Raven good without Beta Club? Well, yeah, but not that great obviously. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.